Hello and welcome to program 76, and in this program we're going to be using XML, an XML file, to be able to transfer information connected with a Fibonacci line drawn on one chart. That information is going to be transferred to another chart or to other charts. So let me just show you what I mean. For example, using the drawing tool on the chart where we have the sender program, I'm going to select draw trend line. I'm going to draw a line, say from here to here. That's going to create the Fibonacci levels, and those levels, the same levels, are going to appear on this chart here, which is a 1 minute chart. Now if I decide to move this line, so I could, for example, just go to there, then those lines are going to recalculate and they're going to appear over on this chart differently. If I decide to draw a completely new line, for example from there to there, then what will happen is the original line will be deleted, the new levels will be drawn, and that information will be sent to the other chart. The other thing we could do is, for example, this yellow line here doesn't really contrast very well, so if we go to analysis techniques and double click on the settings, let's change this to, let's try perhaps an orange. Bear in mind we're using the colors as strings here. You'll see more about that on the program page. And if you look at that yellow line, you'll see that it's become orange here. But what you'll also see is it's become orange on the chart over here. So those colors are changed in real time as well. Incidentally, the way that the receiving chart works is it's using a timer to check the XML document every several seconds, and you can set the number there. Clearly, if you have a lot of charts, you're going to need to make that a longer interval because of the processing that the program's doing. So I'm just going to go into Window and Arrange All. Now what I've got here in the orange and the blue workspaces are three charts which are linked together, and if you'll see, I go ahead and move this line, make it maybe down to there. What you'll notice is the lines on these charts, the receiving charts, will also change. Now you probably noticed there that they all changed slightly different times, and that is because we have the update frequency set to be different on each of those charts, just for demonstration purposes. Now if we look behind the scenes, we'll find that the program is creating a file here. Now we specify that on the chart, and it needs to be the same file for both the sending and the receiving. So for example, this is a sender. If we click on the inputs, we've got all the color things we've already seen. We've also got a unique name, and this is what is shared between the charts where you want to transfer the information. And we've also got a file name. And then if we go to the receiving chart here, let's close that, the receiving chart, and go Format, Analysis Techniques, and we'll see here that we don't have the colors because, as I just said, they're transferred automatically. But what we do have is the unique name, and we also have the same file, as well as the line movement interval, which I've got set for the euro dollar as ½ a second. Okay, so let's go back to the file that's created. If that file is not there, then the program will at least attempt to create it. If we look in that file, what we'll see is something a little bit like this. That's been updated since we last did it, and you'll see here that we've got certain information for the fibs unique name, and if we go down, we'll see we've got certain information for the fibs EUR USD name. And what you get in each case is the level, and what I've set as an attribute for which Fibonacci level that is, and then under that we've got the Fibonacci value and the color, and that is repeated for each of the Fibonacci levels. So this was a request by a Gold Pass member who liked the program 35, which, if you remember, was using horizontal lines that initially were just drawn equidistant between each other on the chart, and that information was transferred to another chart. But what happened is if you move those horizontal lines, then the information appeared on the other chart. Well, this is slightly different because it's using the Fibonacci calculation. So I hope you might find this useful. If you have any questions, then please feel free to email.